Have you ever heard of the trillion-dollar paradox? Imagine this. You're living in a remote village, and your only access to clean water comes from a truck that shows up once a month. It's expensive, unreliable, and not exactly sustainable. But then, someone discovers a huge, limitless underground water source just below the village. There's just one catch. You'll need to build a well, and that well would cost as much as years' worth of trucking in water. It's a big investment, no doubt. But once it's built, not only would you have unlimited water forever, but you'd also save massive amounts of money over time. Now hold on to that thought, because that's exactly the position the world is in with clean energy. Our current system of using fossil fuels is just like trucking in that water. Costly, damaging, and short-sighted. What if we told you that building clean energy infrastructure, wind, solar, hydro, is like digging the well? It might be expensive up front, but it pays for itself many times over. Here's the twist. Fossil fuels aren't actually cheap. We're paying for them every single day. Not just the price of coal, oil, and gas, but the cost of maintaining the infrastructure that moves it, stores it, and keeps it running. And let's not forget the hidden price tag. Pollution, environmental degradation, and climate disasters. Meanwhile, the sun, the wind, and water, they're free. Forever. You just have to harness them. Back in the early 2000s, if you had asked an economist whether we could afford to fully transition the world to renewable energy, most would have laughed. Economic models predicted that clean energy was simply too expensive. One popular projection put the cost of solar power at about $157 per megawatt hour in the 2020s, way more expensive than coal. But then something amazing happened. Countries like Germany and China, and tech giants like Google and Tesla, decided to go all in on solar. They funded research, they installed panels, they took the risk. And what do you know? The cost of solar plummeted. It's now 84% cheaper than those early models predicted. That's not just a minor drop. It's a revolution. Solar is now cheaper than coal in much of the world. So, the argument that renewables are too expensive? That's just no longer true. In fact, some economists now believe transitioning to renewables quickly could save the world trillions of dollars over the next few decades. Let that sink in. The biggest reason people give for not switching to clean energy, cost, is actually one of the strongest arguments for switching. Now, let's go back to our village. The water trucks not only cost money, they destroy the road over time. Ruts form, the edges crumble, maybe the whole road eventually collapses. That's exactly what fossil fuels are doing to our planet. The more we rely on them, the more we're digging ourselves into an environmental and financial hole. Consider this. Since 1980, the US alone has experienced more than 400 climate disasters that each caused over $1 billion in damage. Hurricanes, wildfires, floods, and it's getting worse. The total cost? A staggering $2.8 trillion. And that's just one country. Economists use models to predict the future cost of climate change. One popular model is called DICE. It estimates that the cost of climate damage increases roughly with the square of global temperature rise. So if the temperature goes up 2 degrees Celsius, costs go up by a factor of 4. But here's the catch. That model assumes everything gets gradually worse. It doesn't account for tipping points, catastrophic shifts like the collapse of the Amazon rainforest, the melting of Greenland's ice sheet, or widespread crop failures. Events like these wouldn't gradually cost more. They'd spike costs suddenly and massively. Now imagine a world where we don't transition. We keep trucking in that metaphorical water, damaging the road, watching it fall apart, and handing the bill to our kids. That's the path we're on if we delay clean energy adoption. But here's the good news. We're not stuck. We're not waiting on some magical new technology to be invented. We have the tools right now. Solar panels, wind turbines, battery storage systems, electric vehicles, heat pumps. It's not science fiction. It's science fact. In the past, the narrative around climate action was always, make the sacrifice now so future generations can survive. But the data has changed. It's not just about your grandkids anymore. Transitioning to clean energy can save you money. It can create millions of jobs. It can make your city cleaner, your energy bill lower, and your life better. Right now. The only thing in the way? Inertia, outdated models, fear of change. But change is happening, fast. The faster we move, the more we save. Here is a final perspective. The fossil fuel economy is like renting a house that's falling apart. The landlord, aka the fossil fuel industry, keeps raising the rent, you keep paying for repairs, and you're constantly at risk of something breaking down. Switching to renewables is like buying and renovating your own home. It takes money up front, sure. But over time, you stop throwing money away and start building something that lasts. This is the trillion-dollar paradox. It's not, can we afford to go green? It's, can we afford not to? So next time someone says clean energy is too expensive, remind them, we're already paying, and the bill just keeps getting higher. If you're still watching, it means you're curious and thoughtful, the kind of person who is not afraid to ask the big questions. So don't forget to like this video if it opened your mind, and hit subscribe so you never miss a chance to think deeper. Drop a comment. What's one clean energy solution you wish your city or country would invest in right now? Let's talk about it. Because the future isn't something we inherit, it's something we build together. If you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let's keep challenging what we think we know and help others see the bigger picture too.